Charlie Kirk talks a lot about the importance of wealth, not just for personal freedom, but for influence, stability, and future generations. This video breaks down 8 powerful ways to build wealth that go beyond cliches inspired by late Charlie Kirk. This isn't just skip Starbucks or work hard sort of advice. These are timeless, practical steps that can take you from paycheck to long-term financial success. Of course, building wealth isn't about luck. It's about strategy, sacrifice, and mindset. And let's be real, if you're watching this video, you don't just want to get by. You want freedom. You want options. You want the ability to say no to things you hate and yes to opportunities you love. That's what wealth really buys. So buckle up, because we're going to talk sacrifice, strategy, and some hard truths people don't like to hear. Let's dive right in. 1. Work relentlessly, but smart. Here's Charlie's first truth bomb. There is no wealth without work.
You have to sacrifice everything to want to become actually rich, unless you're born into it. Like, no nights, few weekends.
Charlie Kirk also said, you can't TikTok dance your way to millions unless you get very, very lucky. Wealth starts with hustle, which is key. But it's not about mindless hustle. Working relentlessly doesn't mean burning yourself out doing 3 side hustles that don't scale. It means becoming so good at solving problems that people can't ignore you. Think of Elon Musk or Steve Jobs. Love them or hate them, their insane work ethic combined with vision created billions in value. For you, relentless work might mean saying yes to extra projects at your job, not for the paycheck, but for the skills you're building. It could mean pouring hours into learning coding, sales, or investing in high ROI skills. And yes, it could mean sacrificing Friday nights to grind on a business idea while everyone else is at the bar. But here's the twist. Working hard alone doesn't cut it. If you're working hard at the wrong thing, you're just digging deeper in the wrong direction. Smart, relentless work is about leverage. How can you use your time, money, or skills to create outsized returns? The wealthy aren't working harder than everyone else. They're working smarter with purpose. So step 1, outwork and outsmart the competition. And no, Netflix binges don't count as research. And that leads us to the next big truth. 2, dedicate your life and choose sacrifice. Here's the brutal truth nobody likes to admit. Wealth comes with trade-offs. You don't get to have it all overnight. You'll probably lose a few weekends. You might miss out on some trips. Your social calendar, it'll look a little emptier. Charlie Kirk often emphasizes that building something great requires sacrifice.
Actually want to be rich? Then there is a path for you. You have to sacrifice immensely.
He further said, you cannot live like everyone else and expect to build wealth like the top 1%. Most people want the lifestyle of being rich, the vacations, the cars, the flexibility, but they don't want the sacrifice it takes to get there. Sacrifice looks like this: choosing to invest in a course instead of buying the latest iPhone, saying no to eating out 5 nights a week, grinding through a second job or side hustle when you'd rather sleep in. It's not glamorous. No one's applauding. But these choices compound into wealth over time. Think about it. Would you rather sacrifice a few luxuries in your 20s and 30s and be financially free in your 40s? Or blow it all now and work until 70. Sacrifice isn't punishment. It's the down payment on freedom. But making sacrifices doesn't mean being reckless. The next step is about playing the long game, so those sacrifices actually pay off. 3. Play the long game. Long-term wealth strategy. Most people fail financially because they're sprinting in a marathon. They're looking for the next crypto moonshot or lottery ticket instead of building boring, consistent wealth. But boring? That's where the gold is. Here's the long-term strategy. Live below your means, save a big chunk of your income, and invest in assets that grow. Stocks, real estate, solid businesses. But over 20 to 30 years, it's unstoppable. Charlie Kirk often references compounding interest, calling it the 8th wonder of the world. Think about it. If you invest $500 a month from age 25 to 65 with an average 8% return, you're sitting on over $1 million. That's the power of long-term, consistent investing. The trick is avoiding lifestyle creep. Just because you got a raise doesn't mean you need a bigger car payment. Just because you saw someone on Instagram buy a watch doesn't mean you need one. Stay disciplined, keep stacking, and watch compounding work in your favor. And here's where it gets exciting. The long game isn't just financial, it's mental. To win big, you've got to keep learning. 4. Read widely, think deeply, keep learning. Wealthy people aren't just rich in money, they're rich in ideas. They read, they think, they seek wisdom. And you should too. Charlie Kirk emphasizes education, not just formal school, but self-education. Read biographies of entrepreneurs. Study history, economics, finance. Absorb ideas from people smarter than you. Every new idea you learn becomes a tool in your mental toolbox. For example, Warren Buffett famously reads 5 to 6 hours a day. Is he wasting time? No. He's compounding knowledge. He's learning patterns, avoiding mistakes, and finding opportunities that others miss. That's why when a financial crisis hits, Buffett isn't panicking, he's buying. So here's a challenge. Read 20 minutes a day. That's it. Over a year, that's 7,300 minutes of learning. Stack that up for a decade, and you'll have a mental edge most people can't compete with. The best investment you'll ever make is in yourself. Books are cheaper than mistakes. But here's the catch. Knowledge without character is dangerous. Which brings us to the next point. Point number 5. Build character, not just bank accounts. Wealth without character is just a faster path to destruction. Look at the lottery winners who go bankrupt in 5 years, or celebrities who self-destruct under the weight of their money. Charlie Kirk often talks about virtue and character as foundations of success. Integrity, honesty, resilience. These aren't nice-to-haves. They're financial assets. Why? Because when people trust you, opportunities flow your way. When you're disciplined, you avoid dumb financial moves. When you're resilient, you bounce back from setbacks. True wealth isn't just about having money. It's about freedom. Freedom from debt, from bad habits, from toxic people. And character is what keeps that freedom intact. So if you're building wealth, build yourself alongside. Work on patience, humility, discipline. Money magnifies who you are. If you're broken inside, money makes you more broken. If you're solid inside, money makes you unshakable. And if character is the foundation, education is the blueprint, which is why financial literacy is non-negotiable. And that takes us to the next one. 6. Prioritize financial literacy and education. Here's one of the biggest scandals in America. Schools don't teach money. You'll graduate knowing the Pythagorean theorem, but clueless about compound interest. Convenient? Maybe, because financially illiterate people are easier to trap in debt. Charlie Kirk has pointed out that too many Americans are financially dependent because they were never taught how money works. Payday lenders, credit card companies, and even the government benefit from this ignorance. So here's what you need: financial literacy. Learn about budgeting, investing, debt management, taxes. Learn how to read a bank statement and an investment portfolio. Don't just memorize TikTok money hacks. Dig into real knowledge. Here's the good news. We live in the information age. You can learn personal finance for free on YouTube. Hey, you're already here. You can take online courses, read blogs, pick up books like The Millionaire Next Door or Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Knowledge is leverage. The more you know, the harder it is for anyone, a scammer, a bank, even the government, to take advantage of you. But here's the real power of knowledge. It's not just about protecting yourself. It's about creating upward mobility for future generations. 7. Promote mobility and avoid permanent dependence. True wealth isn't just about you. It's about the next generation. The question is, are you building a foundation your kids can stand on, or are you handing them the same struggles you had? Charlie Kirk emphasizes mobility, the ability to climb, to move upward, to avoid dependence. If you're building wealth, think beyond just income. How can you create ownership, equity, assets that transfer? For example, owning a home, starting a business, or building an investment portfolio isn't just for you, it's for your family. It gives them a head start. Without mobility, families get trapped in cycles of paycheck-to-paycheck survival. Dependence on government, on debt, on constant bailouts kills freedom. But mobility creates opportunity. Wealth allows your kids to dream bigger, to take risks, to innovate. So here's the mindset shift. Don't just build for you. Build a ladder that others can climb. That's how generational wealth starts. And speaking of ladders, you don't build them all at once. They're built one rung at a time, through small, consistent habits. 8. Make small habits big over time. Here's the sneaky secret. The little things matter more than the big one-time moves. People want to believe there's a magic button, one crypto coin, one hot stock, one deal that changes everything. But real wealth, it's built on habits. Cutting out a $5 daily latte doesn't make you rich by itself, but combined with investing that $150 a month, compounded over decades, it absolutely makes a difference. Avoiding that $700 impulse splurge means more money working for you instead of against you. Small habits are powerful because they compound. Saving 20% of your income consistently beats randomly dumping cash into trendy investments. Automating transfers into a retirement account beats hoping to save. Choosing to read instead of scrolling TikTok gives you an edge over time. The truth is, wealth is rarely built in big leaps. It's the small, boring, consistent habits stacked over years that make people rich. It's not sexy, but neither is being broke at 65. So build the habits. Let them compound. Your future self will thank you. So there you have it. 8 ways to build wealth, inspired by Charlie Kirk's philosophy. Work relentlessly but smart. Sacrifice now for freedom later. Play the long game. Read, think, and keep learning. Build character. Master financial literacy. Focus on mobility, not dependence. And finally, Make small habits compound over time. Here's the big takeaway. Wealth isn't just about money. It's about freedom. It's about options. It's about building something that outlives you. And if you start today, you'll be amazed at what your future looks like in 10, 20, 30 years. So, what's the first step you're taking? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your plan. And if you got value from this, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and share this with a friend who needs a wake-up call. Because the sooner we get serious about wealth, the sooner we get serious about freedom. See you in the next one.